What is up, everyone? Burke here from Burke & Bree, and today I want to talk to you about the best high-tier credit card to earn free travel. If you clicked on this link because of the title, which I'm sure all of you did, then yes, I am actually going to be talking about how to actually get $1,724 worth of free travel. Now, if you're watching this video because of the title and you're new to this channel, I do travel hacking and vlogs that talk about how you can earn free travel regardless of how much you earn and how much you spend every month. So if you like that kind of stuff, then check out the video, consider subscribing if you like it, and if you do decide to sign up for this credit card, then you're going to click the link in the description. It's going to have the most competitive offer, and it's a good way to support our channel. I appreciate if you do that. So yes, $1,724 is how much free travel you could earn by using the American Express Hilton Honors Aspire card. This is a Hilton co-branded card with American Express, and it is the best card of the high-tier credit cards that will allow you to earn a ridiculous amount of free travel. Now, I will say I regret not making this video a year ago because the offer was better then. Even back then, it was still worth $1,724, but back then I was actually able to do some other strategies that were able to accelerate it beyond that value. I've actually gotten over $4,000 worth of value from this card. This is when you really get into the travel hacking game. Stick to the end, and I will go through exactly everything that I did that gives you more value than just what the card says up front. I am going to go into further detail of not just how to get that $1,724, but even beyond that and potentially double that amount. Now, this video is geared towards people that I call the optimizers, spending between $2,000 to $5,000 per month. If you're above that, then this card is still good for you. And if you're below that amount, you might want to consider going to last week's video, which talked about the Chase Sapphire Preferred and that promotion, which the 100,000 bonus is no longer available, even in my referral link, which I'm sad about. But the 60,000 bonus point offer is still an incredible deal, and that is the best card for those middle tier cards. So check that out, but I do still recommend watching this video, even if you spend below $2,000 per month, not including rent, because there are still strategies to reach that minimum spend. And if you have spend coming up in the future, like a wedding or a birthday or something big that's coming up where you think you may potentially be able to hit that minimum spend, this card might come back to your mind. You'll realize this is a great opportunity to sign up for this card because you only need to have that spend level for about 3 months to be able to hit the minimum spend bonus, which is going to give you that maximized value for this card. Before we get into the card, let's talk about the term of the day, which today's term of the day is return on spend. I'm going to give you a tip and a term every week with my videos so that you can increase your literacy on travel hacking and all the different things that we use when we're describing how to get these amazing offers and be able to find these offers yourself. Today's term is return on spend, or ROS, as you'll see it a lot of times in Reddit threads or blogs or vlogs or whatever it is. And that is exactly how much you're going to get from your sign-on bonuses, which is represented as a percentage of the total amount needed to hit that minimum spend. I'll give you a simple example of what that looks like. The Chase Freedom Flex card has a sign-on bonus of 20,000 points when you spend $500 in the first 3 months on that card. Which means if the cent per point value of the Chase Freedom Flex points are worth 1 cent per point, that means that the Chase Freedom Flex points are worth $200 when you redeem them for travel. Now, that will vary, but generally, if we say that they're worth $200 and you had to spend $500 to get those points, the return on spend is 40%, because $200 is 40% of $500. So you spent $500 and the return that you get on that spend, as if it was a return on an investment, is $200. That's 40% of what you spent, you got back as a return. So that is the term of the day, return on spend, which is just a great tool to understand exactly how much value you're getting, and a great way to understand that this spending that you're putting, as long as you're not increasing your everyday spending, as long as you're not spending more than you would have normally to reach that minimum spend goal, as long as you're spending on what you normally would have spent anyway, you are getting a value on your everyday spend as if it was an investment. And not only is it treated like an investment, but it's better returns than your investments most of the time are. How often do you get a 40% return on an investment? That's very rare. Typically, your investments are yielding under 15%. And that's why return on spend is the term of the day. And that's going to really help you understand exactly how much value you're getting from these minimum spend bonuses. It also can be applied to your everyday spending with the point categories for each card, but typically the sign-on bonus is when you get the most outstanding value, and it's just a better way to understand it right then. So with that, let's get into the Hilton Aspire card. The Hilton Honors Aspire card has a hefty $450 annual fee, which you can get waived if you're active duty military, and it does have a downgrade path to its $95 annual fee, which grants you gold status and its free Hilton card. Now, the sign-on bonus for this card is 150,000 Hilton Honors points when you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. With a cent per point value of 0.45 cents per point on those Hilton Honors points, you're getting roughly $675 in value on that $4,000 minimum spend. Now, that's only a return on spend of about 16.8%, which is still good, but overall, that's not really a super hefty bonus and not one of the higher return on spends that you can get for cards at this tier. But luckily for you, that's not the only reason that this card stands out. 150,000 points is generally going to get you, if you're staying on the more low end, 5 to 7 nights. And if you're staying in luxury hotels, you might get 2 nights max out of that. With this card, you also get 14 points back on every dollar spent on Hilton properties. With the cent per point value of 0.45, effectively you're getting 7 cents on every dollar that you spend on Hilton properties, be it at their hotels, for the room nights or for upgrades, room service, or for whatever else. Anytime that you spend anything on Hilton properties, including the room, you're getting effectively 7 cents back on every dollar you spend there. Additionally, you're getting 7 points or 3.5 cents per every dollar that you spend on restaurants, on car rentals, and on flights booked through the Amex portal. On top of that, you're also getting 3x on everything else, which means you're effectively getting 1.5 cents per point, which is more than the average card has on every category, so that's pretty good. These points don't really have transfer partners, so you will always use these points on hotels with Hilton brand. Now, there's a lot of Hilton type hotels. It's not just the Hilton ones. I'll actually put a picture here so you can see all the different Hilton properties that are actually available that you can check out. Right off the bat, with the annual fee of $450, let's just say you aren't active duty military and you did have to pay that or you didn't find a way out of it, then you are net negative $450. But with that sign-on bonus, we are now actually in the green and positive $225 when you subtract the $450 annual fee from that $675 worth of Hilton Honors points. In addition, you are also earning points from the dollars that you are spending trying to get your minimum spend bonus in that first 3 months, which means that you will spend and earn at a minimum additional 12,000 Hilton Honors points, which is effectively $54. That is a minimum. That's assuming you're not staying in Hilton resorts, you didn't go out to restaurants, and you earned the base 3 points per dollar just on every category. So at a minimum, in the first 3 months, you are already net positive $279. Now, in addition to this, you also get some other benefits in addition to the point earning categories. Those benefits include return protection, trip cancellation and interruption insurance, which basically means like if a trip gets canceled on you or interrupted in any way, you can get reimbursed for those things, and trip delay insurance. On top of that, you also get a free Shop Runner membership, which is $79 a year typically. I don't know that if you're coming here looking for travel rewards, that a $79 Shop Runner is valuable to you. Maybe it is, in which case you can tack that on to the added benefits that I've been calculating, but I'm not going to add this into the total number of the free travel because it's not free travel, it's a Shop Runner benefit. So we're not going to include that. So we're still at a net positive of $279 when you subtract the annual fee. That's where we're at. So you're probably wondering where's the other $1,500 come from? So let's get to it. In addition to this, you are also getting a $250 hotel property credit. The first $250 that you spend on Hilton properties will get fully reimbursed for you. Whether it's a restaurant on that property or for room service or for room upgrades, whatever it is, if something is charged to that hotel, then you will actually get reimbursed for that. I'm actually pretty sure I got reimbursed for a room one time. I don't know that it is supposed to work that way, but it does work on any incidentals, anything that you spend on the resort property. So there's a lot of ways you can redeem that. Get creative with it. $250 free dollars, which brings our total to $529 after subtracting that annual fee. Now, on top of this, you also get a $250 airline credit when you sign up for this card, you establish one airline that you assign your designated airline, and anytime that you spend on those airlines for Wi-Fi or seat selection, alcohol or food or whatever, which I think also includes baggage, I'm not positive on that one, you cannot use it for seat upgrades and you cannot use it to book your flight. But if you use it for things on your flights, you could reasonably get a really good value out of that. We're planning on using that for Southwest on my wife's card, and I'll probably get it for Delta myself. I just got the Delta Sky Miles card, and so with that, I'm looking to fly there pretty soon. I'll probably use my $250 airline credit on that one. Now that does bring our total up to $779 in total value already, but it keeps getting better. In addition to all these benefits we already mentioned, it also gives you an annual weekend night award at any hotel in the world except for the Hilton branded resort properties, which means if you want to stay at the Conrad in Central Park in New York City or the Waldorf Astoria in Park City, Utah, which is what I did, there is no price cap at what that room can be. So you get one free night a year at any hotel. Now, what that means for you is that you can pick the most expensive property in the country or in the world, and you can stay for one night free at that hotel in one of their basic rooms. The one I'll be staying at this year is actually worth $650. I actually went on Hilton's search tool and searched for the most expensive properties that I could book, and that was the Waldorf Astoria in Park City for about $650 to $700 a night, and I was able to book that for free with this free weekend night reward. Because of COVID, it's actually not restricted to just weekend nights, so you can actually get it any day of the week. I don't know how long that'll last until they switch to just doing weekends again. But with that, I value it at $650. I don't recommend you use that weekend night unless you find something above that value to stay at. Look for a trip you're doing. Let's say you use these points to do a trip to Hawaii and you're already in Hawaii. Maybe you fly into Honolulu, but that's not where you're staying, in which case you could stay at the most expensive hotel in Honolulu for one night, and then the next day you can go to wherever you're staying for the rest of the nights with your points. This is a good one to do like when you're in a city before you're going somewhere else, or for a 24-hour layover or something like that, where you have one night in one place, use it to stay somewhere really lavish, and then you go on to use your rest of your points somewhere else. When we take our trip to Thailand probably next year, we will be using one night in Bangkok at probably the Conrad property there, which costs between $500 to $800 a night for the basic room. We'll be staying there one night, and then we'll be going down to Phuket, where we'll be using the rest of our points to stay down on those properties. Because you're getting a lot cheaper properties down there, but up in Bangkok, where it's a little bit more expensive, we could stay at the most luxury place for free. So when you tack on that extra $650, you get a total of $1,429. In addition to this, you also get a $100 Waldorf Astoria or Conrad property credit. What that means is that when you're in Hilton, Conrad, or Waldorf Astoria properties and you're staying there for a minimum of 2 nights, then you can actually use this $100 credit on the property and you'll get fully reimbursed for that. This can include room service, restaurants on the property, anything like that. You can get that $100 back. Now, that is one of the ones that I will say sometimes you're not going to use, but the benefit of all of the points is maybe you don't have the time to use all these points for a big week-long vacation. Maybe you just want to do one weekend somewhere really nice. You can use your one weekend night reward in combination with your 150,000 points. Book 2 nights at a Conrad. Instead of staying at a week at like lower end hotels, you can stay 2 nights with that free night that's worth $650, and at 150,000 points, stay at the Waldorf 2 nights, and then you get that $100 Waldorf Astoria or Conrad statement credit. Also worth noting that the $250 hotel resort credit does apply at most Waldorf and Conrad properties as well. So if you do decide to just take one big weekend vacation using the 150 points and a free weekend night, then you can actually get $350 in redeemable spend on the property as well. But with that $100 tacked on, we are now at $1,529 of value on this card already. In addition to all of this, if you are traveling in airplanes, you ever have a layover or you have to wait in the airport before your flight, you will actually have complimentary priority pass. Priority Pass is incredible. It costs about $95 a year for a membership to Priority Pass, and it gives you access to over 20,000 airport lounges across the world. This includes free alcohol, free food, free drinks, a place to stay with Wi-Fi. It's comfortable. There's couches and chairs and coffee, a lot of things that can really add up if you're spending money on food or drinks at the airport. Those are expensive. It's hard to come across good Wi-Fi in the airport or reliable Wi-Fi in the airport, and it's just hard to get rest or hard to find your own personal space. These lounges can really give that for you, and that alone has been a lifesaver for me. I've spent a lot of time in the Atlanta airport recently, and I've actually been able to use this lounge a bunch of times, get free drinks. I've worked on editing the last video, the Chase Sapphire Preferred video I actually edited from the Priority Pass Club ATL. I was able to sit there, I got a free Bailey's coffee, and I sat down and I worked on the video. I was actually on the way back with my father, and we were able to come in there as well. I was able to bring him in as a guest, and it could be a really good opportunity. Additionally, you can also get access to what they call minute suites, which are also free, and you'll get a free hour every trip, which allows you a private room with a private shower and a private bed for you to sleep in between flights or while you're waiting for your flight. Really good opportunity to get a free full hour of that, and awesome for layovers, or maybe you just haven't gotten picked up from the airport and you want a quick place to get refreshed. I used it one time just because I wanted to go to the bathroom and I didn't really want to go to the public bathroom with all my bags, and I was able to just check in to the minute suite just for the hour when I really only used it for 5 minutes to use the bathroom. So if you fly a lot, the Priority Pass comes in handy way more than you could possibly know. And that actually brings our value up to $1,624. And then there's one last thing I just like to throw in there is that you do get complimentary Diamond Pass. This is a big deal for a lot of other strategies, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But Diamond Status itself, some people like to throw a value to it and can value it upwards of $1,000, which is awesome. I'm not gonna do that, even though it does give you a lot of really good benefits. I added a $100 valuation to Diamond Status just to keep it a low ball estimate, because I'm thinking if you use these hotel stays, Diamond Status is going to give you, for every 4 nights that you redeem with Hilton points, you're gonna get your 5th night for free. That could be worth $100 itself. Sometimes they're not even offering free breakfast anymore with a lot of Hilton properties, but if you're a Diamond Status member at any hotel property, you're pretty much gonna get free breakfast. You also get room upgrades. I don't find it happening as often recently. I don't know if it's just because I've been staying on lower end properties a lot and they don't really have anywhere to upgrade you to. Even that said, it's still valuable, and if you do get an upgrade, that's like $50 to $100 that you saved right there, that you got in a lot better of an offer. So there's a lot of things to save money. Like I said, every free breakfast is worth about $10 that you don't have to spend. Every free room upgrade is $50 to $100 you don't have to spend, and that 5th night free every 4 nights redeemed is also about $100 each anyway. There, all together, I'm just gonna value this $100. It's probably worth more, but that does bring us to our value of $1,724. As I promised, no lies here, this is how much it is worth. At face value, this is how much you are going to get in value for your $450 annual fee. Notice that I subtracted the $450 annual fee. If you don't include that and you want to talk about face value, that's a $450 annual fee that you are paying for $2,124 worth of free travel. I subtracted it. Keep it simple. I wanted to keep it straight in my title. I didn't want to add that extra $450 just to clickbait you. In reality, you are paying $450, so I want to subtract that from the $2,124 that you actually get and say that you get for free $1,724 in free travel. That is how much you get after paying the annual fee. You get that much more than that $450. And obviously, if you add ShopRunner, you're adding another $79 onto that. I didn't add that. I don't think ShopRunner is valuable, in my personal opinion. I would never use it. Maybe you will. In which case, tack that on and, whatever number that is. I can't do math very well. I had to do a lot of finagling on the calculator to get all these numbers to you. But I promised when you started this video that I would show you how to almost double that, and how I in the past have used this card to get even more than what's face value. And that is where we get to our tip of the day, which is status matching. Again, every week I'm going to give you a term at the beginning of the video and a tip at the end of the video to help accelerate your knowledge on travel hacking, because at the end of the day, my goal is to make you knowledgeable on all the stuff that we're talking about so that you can do this and graduate out of our How to Buy Free Travel series and be off on your own, flapping your wings and finding free travel with or without me. But I'm always going to try to do that for you here on this channel so that you don't have to. Like I said in this video, Hilton Honors Aspire card is going to give you diamond status at Hilton properties. What a lot of people don't realize is that that is valuable not just for what it gives you for Hilton, but the doors it opens to you for other properties. Before I define, I want to give you an example that hopefully contextualizes exactly why status matching exists and what it is. And this is probably a perfect example. If you are a businessman, you stay 50 nights a year, which I believe is right now what it takes to get diamond status with Hilton. Well, that means that you're spending at least $5,000 on Hilton every year. Probably a lot more than that, which means to Hilton, you're a very valuable customer. You've been loyal to them and you bring them a lot of business. If I'm another hotel company like Best Western and I see that you are spending $5,000 a year over on Hilton properties at a minimum, that's $5,000 I could earn. The problem is I'm getting rewarded with free upgrades, free breakfast, I'm getting free rewards all over the place. What is my incentive to go to Best Western? Well, Best Western then offers and says, hey, well, if you do come to our hotel, we'll also give you diamond status that you can keep because we know your diamond status over there and we want your business. Just by showing them your card, you send to Best Western and say, hey, Best Western, can I have diamond status with you? That way I can start staying with you. And a lot of hotels will actually do that, and that is called status matching. I will give you a caveat that not every hotel brand does this. Some hotels will give you a lower status than the equivalent at Hilton or at other properties, and some will do what's called status challenging. What status challenging means is that they give you the status, let's say diamond status, at their equivalent hotel, whatever their equivalent of diamond status is, they give it to you for 1 month or 3 months, and they say, you have to stay at our hotel a certain amount of days within that month or 3 month period, and if you do that, we'll let you keep the status for that year. Either way, those can both be really good avenues to get you other free things. The free weekend night is given to a lot of people that are just diamond members as well, and some other hotels offer similar benefits. So by status matching to another hotel getting their elite status, you can actually get free nights at their hotels or higher redemptions of their points or free room upgrades at those hotel chains. So if you have a lot of points with Best Western or some of the other hotels already, then you can status match from Hilton to them, and then your points are going to give you more cool stuff over on those hotels. To check what hotels are able to status match, there's actually a great tool, and that is called statusmatcher.com. I will put a link in the description. I'm gonna put it up on screen here as well so you can see it and maybe pull up a little bit of the web page. Status Matcher will actually show you on their website what hotels will accept status matching and which ones often deny them, so that you can be informed on which ones you can apply to and which ones you can't. Now, that is something where you have to go into additional research, but in addition to this, status matching to hotels is not the only avenue for people specifically with the Hilton Honors Aspire, because if you have Hilton Diamond status, National Rental Car will actually immediately give you their elite status, which does give you a free car rental night every 5 rentals with the company and gives you guaranteed car upgrades every time that you rent with them. I've actually been able to rent Chargers, Chevy Malibus. I've rented some other really nice cars while only paying for the compact price. That's been a really good opportunity for me, especially when I travel for work, and it's a great value. Once you're in the car rental space, if you have elite status with National, you can actually get elite status with any other car rental agency. So I've gotten elite status with Enterprise, with Avis, with Hertz. You can get them with all of the different rental car companies, and then you get the same benefits across all of them. Now, I will say rental car agencies don't give great, outstanding benefits, but free car upgrades is pretty awesome, and you also get like the express check-in, so you literally just walk up to the desk, they just hand you the keys. Sometimes they'll literally just say the keys in the car, take your pick of the lot. With that alone, you can increase your value by getting free upgrades in almost any hotel you're staying at, free rental car upgrades, and that can increase your value upwards of $1,000 to $2,000 if that's something that you do a lot. If you travel a lot and upgrades are valuable to you, then that's something that you could really see some value in. And status at individual hotels can be worth a lot. So there are a lot of different things that can give you outsized value with the Hilton Honors Aspire card, but I'm going to talk about the last opportunity that is actually not available right now. But the reason I'm telling you about it is because I was able to take advantage of it a year ago, and if it does become available again, which by the way, check in the comments, I will put a pinned comment if it does become available again so that you can take advantage of it. So if you're watching this video later in the year or in 2022, then you will be able to see if this offer is available, and then you can take advantage of it. This additional opportunity with status matching actually gave me an additional $2,000 in value and is still making me more money today because of the offer that was available a year ago. And that was a status challenge with Wyndham. About a year ago, Wyndham had this opportunity where you could status challenge with them, in which they would give you diamond status for 1 month, and you would have to stay 3 nights in that month to keep it for the year. Wyndham is a little bit more expensive, so I didn't plan on staying with them, but I really did this challenge because at the time they had a partnership with Caesars Rewards. And Caesars Rewards had diamond status that they would give you automatically if you had diamond status with Wyndham, which means that I was available to status match as a challenge to Wyndham, have their status for 1 month, and then immediately show that status card to Caesars Rewards, and they give me diamond status for a year. So even without spending any nights with Wyndham Properties, I was actually able to get Caesars diamond status through that loophole for an entire year. And because of COVID, they actually extended Wyndham and Caesars for a full 2 years instead. So I actually still have status at both of those places at the time of recording this video. Now with that, Wyndham doesn't particularly give me any value, but Caesars I have continued to get value from because their diamond members actually get treated really, really well. And that's why typically it's pretty hard to get to. The first of the many benefits is 15% off of suites and rooms on Caesars properties and no resort fees. It's also worth noting that Caesars owns way more than just like the big Caesars Palace. There's a lot of those hotels on the Strip that are owned by Caesars. When I went to Vegas for my bachelor's party, we stayed at the Lynx, which was a lot cheaper and was considered a Caesars property. So I got no resort fees and I got that 15% off. In addition to this, you also get a celebration dinner once a year with Caesars Diamond status, and they give you $100. You have to spend it on one seating, but it goes to any of the Caesars dining properties. The Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchens actually count as one of those options. There's a whole list that you can find on their website that gives you the other options. I actually ended up using it at the Guy Fieri's restaurant there because it was a little bit cheaper, so I was able to buy a bunch of appetizers for all of my friends that were there with me. You can also use it at some of the properties in Atlantic City as well. You also get free valet parking at any of the Caesars properties, priority lines for check-in. You get like a $10 gambling credit per stay. You also get 2 free rides and the Ferris wheel in Las Vegas and a couple of other random free things that I kind of just found out about along the way. Access to the VIP lounges in a lot of these properties and 20% off of Norwegian Cruise Lines bookings. But the 2 biggest things that were probably the best value, one of which I probably will not use, but the other I actually have a plan to use in January, is 2 nights for free at the Atlantis resorts in Dubai, which I don't plan on using because it's very hard to get to Dubai right now. I don't plan on making that stretch out anytime soon, even though that would be really cool. But the other one is that you actually also get 4 nights free a year at the Atlantis resorts in the Bahamas. That is 4 free nights that you just get. So I actually have 4 nights that are from last year that got carried over, and I have 4 nights this coming year. So I'll actually be taking an 8-day vacation in January to Atlantis that will be fully free, paid for by Caesars Rewards. That is like $1,500 to $2,000 value that I got for free for a rewards program that I really only weaseled my way into, really, for lack of a better word. But the Atlantis resort redemption is the reason I did all of that, and I'm still finding new free things that I'm getting. And one of the other outstanding benefits that I'm only starting to dive into is the fact that I can continually expand my opportunities with status matching. I'm currently researching how to status match to other casinos and resorts and trying to figure out how I can use my Caesars diamond status to get diamond status with other things like M Life and other casinos so that I can get free things like that. One of which I've seen is a 7-day cruise, and I'm trying to see if I can do that. I'll let you know if anything happens there. I'm still researching a lot of that. Now, Wyndham has since closed their status matching opportunities, and there is nothing on their website about when they will reopen status matching. I suspect as travel starts to pick back up in the beginning or middle part of next year, I think Wyndham will reopen status challenges. So use the Hilton Honors Aspire. It opens so many doors and it continually gets more opportunities. I will continue to make strategy videos, and as I make more strategy videos, you'll continue to see how the Hilton Honors Aspire card can be further compounded and get you more and more free stuff. Hey, so if you do like the Hilton Honors Aspire and you decide today that you do want to sign up for the card, then go ahead and use the link in the description. It is going to give you the most competitive offer, and it is a great way to support our channel. I'd appreciate it a lot if you did that. And if you think you know somebody else that would be a good fit for this credit card, then go ahead and share this video with them so that they can check it out and find out for themselves if this is a card that's good for them, so they can get free travel as well. And if you decide not to sign up for that card today, but you're still looking in the travel hacking game, I'm gonna put a video right here that talks about the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the best middle tier card with a $95 annual fee to sign up for right now. And I'll also put a video right here if you want a no annual fee card that is fantastic for getting started in travel hacking. If you like this video, then leave it a thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. So thank you so much for watching. It's been Burke, and I'm out.